Hi, my name is Katrina Harmon, and I'm Executive Director of the West Virginia Child Care Association. Our organization's name is somewhat misleading, however. We aren't a daycare or after-school centers. I represent 15 member agencies that serve nearly 7,000 foster care youth throughout West Virginia, with services focused around behavioral health and child welfare programs, such as therapeutic foster care, adoption, behavioral health needs, crisis services, family preservation services, independent living, substance abuse treatment, prevention and recovery, trauma treatment, transitional living, psychiatric residential treatment, and many, many more youth and family services. You know, I've always had a passion for working with children and highly value the importance of inspiring kids at a young age. The adults that worked with me during my youth had a profound impact and influence on my development through 4-H, church, and other youth programs. And I've always kind of had that personal goal to inspire creativity and wonder into the next generation by sharing the things that I've learned with those younger than me. For more than a decade, I worked as the marketing director at a children's museum and performing arts facility in Charleston, West Virginia. And it was pretty much my dream job. I was really fascinated at how much kids can absorb through what they believe is play or entertainment, but it's actually very educational exhibits and exposure to arts and culture. Children are always learning and growing, and it's our job to create environments that inspire healthy growth and development for those kids. But unfortunately, not all kids have the same learning and growing opportunities. Some need more chances, some need just encouragement, and some just need a safe place to call home or therapeutic care or just to feel more love. When I was offered my current job as executive director of the Child Care Association, I knew that that was a great match for me because I would be able to continue my goal of working to ensure we create more opportunities for children to grow, to be inspired, but this time it'd be in a totally different way. The Child Care Association was formed in 1979, and its role is to provide a voice for those most vulnerable and challenged children who have experienced abuse, neglect, and emotional and behavioral challenges, substance abuse, and even delinquency. So we advocate for children and families by championing the quality behavioral health and child welfare programs found right here in West Virginia, and supporting those dedicated providers who care for those children in need, and working together as a group to provide that care, that continuum of care, for our West Virginia children within our state borders whenever possible. We work with West Virginia's child welfare and behavioral stakeholders to eliminate policy barriers and develop day-to-day practices that reduce the effective utilization of in-state resources. We strive to provide opportunities for West Virginia's children and families to receive treatment and services right in West Virginia, where they can remain in their communities with their families and connected to the support systems. And that makes it so much more robust and less traumatic for youth and their families. We believe that achieving success for foster youth is best supported through that whole continuum of care that provides ongoing services from entry to exit. The goal of this approach is to use the most appropriate and least restrictive interventions, both in or out of the home, while ensuring that safety issues and needs are being addressed. Right now, among those 7,000 children that I mentioned, about 40% of them are 5 years old or younger, and more than 80% have been removed from the home due to drug-related issues. In February 2018, the federal government passed what's called Family First Prevention Services Act for child welfare. States across the country are slowly beginning to implement this act, and most see it as long overdue historic form that's very welcomed because it aims to help children safely within their families and avoid that traumatic experience of entering foster care. In passing the law, Congress really recognized that too many children are unnecessarily being separated from parents who could provide safe and loving care if given access to needed medical health services, substance abuse treatment, or just basic improved parenting skills. Right now, we only respond after families have lost much of their protective capacity and children have been harmed. But we need to strive to create environments where families are getting the needed support before the harm occurs. And this act is somewhat that first step in creating the functioning of our child welfare systems nationwide. It begins to put funding into the forefront and will hopefully be a game changer for youth and families in the future. Oh, I dreamed of being a lot of things. I remember wanting to be a teacher, that is, until I shadowed my mother who taught first graders. And I remember wanting to be like my aunt, not necessarily because of what she did, but because she got to wear dress suits, high heels, and this beautiful, classy red wool coat that I just thought was stunning. And even when I started college, I declared I wanted to be a pharmacist until I failed my first chemistry class so bad that the professor advised me to drop his class because there was no way I could obtain anything other than a failing grade. So everything just kind of fell into place for me. I declared public relations as my major and minored in marketing, which I guess kind of made sense as to why I enjoyed reading the descriptive words on the back of shampoo bottles as a child and writing my own commercials for various products. I enjoyed doing that type of work for years and years at the Clay Center as I wrote exhibit descriptions and various marketing messages for headlining performances. And I still enjoy writing and reading and those related things. And of course, I still use that public relations knowledge that I gained at the university in all the work that I do on a daily basis. So. Oh, anything cheese related. My husband lovingly nicknamed me Cheesy years ago, and I absolutely love Tudor's potatoes with cheese, and I usually have a snack of cheese cubes before bed. And in fact, this year my son created a Mother's Day menu for his school project, and we were pretty entertained that every meal he incorporated cheese in some way, even down to cheesecake for dessert. So he knows me pretty well. I have lots of hobbies and interests. I'm always dabbling in something or exploring new things. It kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier about kids being inspired to learn. I've never lost that gift of inspiration that the adults in my life instilled in me years ago, and I'm always eager to try something new. Right now, our family is practicing karate together 2 nights a week. And with this pandemic going on, it's been done through Zoom conferencing, which has made it even more entertaining. We found a dojo that allows parents to do it right along with their kids, and it's been great fun. It's great exercise, much more exercise than me sitting on the bleachers at my son's soccer games. So we enjoy that as a family. The West Virginia Child Care Association is a nonprofit, so you can always visit our website to make a donation to our efforts. We have a couple of fundraising opportunities on there as well, where we're selling some gift cards and those types of things. or just visit the website to be linked to any of our member agencies to inquire about training to become a foster parent or to learn about the specific child welfare issues that we are working on and what's going on across the state. But I also encourage people to think outside the box. Think about how you can connect with these kids, even if it's not opening your home to foster care. There have been foster care closets that have popped up all over the state through local churches or community closets. Donate your kids' used items to these. Connect with one of our member agencies and just ask if there's a volunteer opportunity or a donation request that they need filled. Share your talents, whatever they may be, and give back to your community. It may just inspire the next generation in ways you'll never know.